Hey y'all, back here with another video. You probably noticed that I did change my name. I changed my name. The reason behind that was I do collect and invest in more than just one TCG. So right now I have a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of Lorcana, and a decent amount of Pokemon. So that's kind of why I changed my name, just to kind of tend to more than just one TCG. So yeah, if you were wondering why I did that, that's why. I'm going to see how this name grows on me. If I like it, I'm going to keep it. If not, I'll probably end up changing it again, but that's that. Something I really wanted to talk to y'all about today, right, is us as collectors, us as investors, right? We need to determine why we're doing what we're doing. All right, you need to determine the type of collector or the type of investor you are specifically, right? Don't judge yourself based off of what other people are doing, how much money they're putting into a specific TCG or a specific set from Lorcana or Pokemon or whatever it may be, right? This is something that you have to figure out for yourself, right? Some people collect things based off of preference, right? What they like or love or enjoy. Some people collect based off of rarity. Some people collect based off of what other people are doing, right? And same thing goes with investments, okay? So you need to be able to determine the type of investor or collector you are specifically, all right? And you need to be looking at your finances, your living situation, right? If you have a family or not. If you do have a family, how big is your family? How much money can you put into these kids' cardboard pieces, right? And all of that needs to kind of go into a factor to determine, one, should you do this, and two, how much should you put into it, right? And if you're doing this the smart way, right? SMART is an acronym. It's for being able to measure short-term and long-term goals, right? So SMART stands for specific. So you have a specific goal. M is measurable, right? So how is it measurable? A is attainable or achievable, right? Attainable, achievable. R is realistic, and then T is time-bound, all right? So if you use those 5 characteristics of a short-term and long-term goal, right, you're going to be in a better position to figure out what type of investor or what type of collector you are specifically, okay? And I think that's really important because, honestly, a lot of us are in a position to where we don't have an unlimited bankroll, right? We're working a 9 to 5 or more, right? Some of you are probably working 2 on, 2 off, or a week to 2 week long shifts, and then you're off for about the same time, right? But we all have different goals. We all have different jobs, certain things pulling us away from, the things we enjoy, or, just kind of restricting our time that we can spend in hobbies like this, all right? So as a collector, as an investor, figure out what motivates you or inspires you and stick with that and follow it, all right? Because long term, you're going to do well. As long as you believe in it, right, and you're smart, you're writing out these goals, you're sticking with a plan, you're going to do good, okay? And if you can do it in a way that suits you best, right, whether it's the nostalgia factor, you really enjoy it, you got to have it, right? You want more of it, like Mike says from Cardboard Kingdom, right? Or if it's other motivations, right? Let's say you're financially not in a great position and you want to kind of rewrite the ship that you've been living on, right? You can invest in something that you think is going to have an exponential amount of return in 6 months, a year, 3 years, whatever, right? But again, everybody has different goals, and you need to be able to determine what your goals are, all right? Because if you can do that, A to B is going to be in a straight line versus zigzag, all right? Because when it's zigzag or in a circle, you're not taking steps forward, all right? But if your goals are very clear You got a straight line. It's very quick to get from A to B, and you're gonna be successful in whatever you're doing, and you're probably gonna have a lot more fun with it too. All right, so that's kind of my rant on, you know, setting goals for yourself as a collector, as an investor, or just as a person in hobbies like this. You can apply this to your life as well, right? But I think it's a good time to kind of reflect right now and sit back and look at why we're doing what we're doing. All right, take that realistic approach to this fun hobby. All right, so other than that, this is my first time looking at the market today. I was in a live video like not too long ago. It was Jay Ketchum's video, and somebody was asking me what's a good booster box case to buy in Lorcana right now that's under $500, right? And obviously your options they're kind of getting a little slim, right? And time is slowly but quickly running out if you're looking at TCG player. All right, locally, I'm not sure for y'all. I can't personally really get my hands on a case locally, but I can get my hand on like sealed single booster boxes and stuff. But as far as TCG player goes, me personally, I think the smartest investments as far as cases go, all right, is going to be this Reign of Jafar right here. You're looking at $400 today. This price is only going to go up. I mean, if we take a look at it, let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, so $3.99 plus $19.99 shipping. So the price on this is going to go up, and it's a pretty steep. I mean, you got 4 and 3 here, but even from this price to $455 that's a pretty quick jump. So if you want these cases, you got to get in on them now, because I mean, you can see just the 3 months here, we're up 7.5%. On the month, up 3.88. Man, that's a lot of volume. So 334, yeah. I mean, we're moving up right now. It's probably going to shelf off and then start heading back up to this area, I would assume. So, Reign of Jafar, very good set. I would not sleep on it. It's a very solid set. Arcasia's Island, again, man, I mean, these aren't even they're not under $400. So there's just no telling how soon these are actually going to hit 500 plus. But it's going to be pretty soon, and you can see this massive spike up here, about $10 on the year. Though, I mean, it's still down 31%. So Arcasia's Island, man, this is definitely a sneaky one. I think the total set value is in the 1,400 range, whereas the Reign of Jafar is in the 1,700 range. So yeah, you're getting more value set-wise with Reign of Jafar, but Arcasia's Island is right behind it, and it's got some really nice art, especially considered to some of these other ones. I'll show you here. Here, let's pull me back up. So if we look at, all right, Whispers in the Well, again, that's hyper modern. Still might not be a bad time to buy in, because you do have those really nice iconics, but you know, consider the risk with this potentially as well. If we do get a reprint, I mean, that price could drop, but that's not terrible. That's almost a little over $100 per box. The other ones I really want to look at, Shimmering Skies, that's a still of a deal. There's 3 left. 3 left. I mean, if you want to get in on this booster box right now, or this case, yep, you're over $400 there. So you're looking at $420. On the year, it's still down 11, and we're sitting at the bottom. So if you, I mean, right now it's not updated, so you're paying, you're going to be paying up in this range here. maybe even here. Yeah, so really we're right there. So this has already had a nice jump up. And before you know it, this will be pretty much almost $500 box, or yeah, $500 case, sorry. So Shimmering Skies price is going up quick, and that's also, I would say this was like one of the really good sets, the initial sets that introduced some nice rarities and nice cards. I think long-term Shimmering Skies is just a screaming buy right now. If you want it, you got to get your hands on it now, because it will be gone pretty soon. This one kind of surprised me. The price $408.95 for Azurite C for a case here. A lot of people kind of crap on this set here, but I think somebody knows something, right? Somebody, whoever's buying this, right, they know something, because I mean it's down 13%, right? There's been some pretty solid volume here buying, but you would think the price of this would be a lot cheaper, right? For a set that's so crapped on, right, because of the gold cards, you would think it would be cheaper for these cases, right? But it's not as cheap as you would maybe think. So somebody knows something, somebody's buying it, and they're making moves behind closed doors. So just keep that in mind. And it is a very unique set. Azurite C is very unique. So if you're a collector or an investor who likes to target unique sets, that one's for you. All right. Next one up, we got Into the Inklings booster box case. So this one's already $415. Yeah, and this, I mean, look at this. You're looking at 5, 6, yeah, an $800 booster box at some point soon, and that's because it's got time on its side. This was one of the early sets. It's got time on its side, so just keep an eye on this market, y'all. It's moving pretty quick. Fabled sitting at $370 for a box here. Don't sleep on the starter collection kits and all that, because at some point, right, when this stuff is going to run real dry at some point. Man, look at the price of Attack of the Vine. $150 for a trove. I would not buy this, y'all. Hey, seriously, I would be careful with this, all right? Because the price of this is probably going to come down to the 30s, maybe 40s. We're going to see what, I know this is a case of troves, we're going to see what one trove price, right, comes down to. Let's see here. Is it going to click me off? Yeah. All right, so we're going to see. All right, so the price of this trove right here is $63.91 right now. All right, which is still above retail. So we're going to see what the price of this one does after drop. All right, I would stay well clear of this. That is very dangerous. You could probably get 3 to 4 troves or for that price. As long as you're not buying a case, you're probably getting 3 or 4 troves for that price. So just be careful. Look out for yourselves out there. There's a lot of movement going on right now as far as investments and collections go. People are kind of rinsing out what they got, and they're running it through the cycle, right? They're selling stuff, and then they're shifting that money into other assets. So just look after yourself. Be careful, and also just be mindful that the situation that you have in your local area might not be exactly what someone else is experiencing. All right, so just remember that. Like where I'm at, the hype for Lorcana, it hasn't even hit yet. I'm seeing all the hype online. Today I was able to pick up. I got one Fabled starter collection kit, and then I also got a Winterspell booster box, both for around retail. It was like $24.90. Actually, yeah, $24.99 for the Fabled starter collection kit, and then the booster box was like $110 or $115, something like that. So, I mean, and that was at a card shop. And I think right now they're like $122, $124. So I got a good deal. I got a good deal on it. And a soon video I'm going to post, I'm going to show you all exactly what I purchased while I was here in the city. And just kind of show you what I got, right? Show you my collection. I also have some stuff that's been shipped in the mail. When I get home, I'm going to check out the P.O. box. There should be quite a bit of stuff waiting on me. And I'll have plenty of items to share with y'all and show you what I got, why I'm invested in those certain things, why I collect certain things, and just share more of my story with y'all. So, remember last video, I did get those Fabled boxes. If you didn't watch my last video and you're watching this video, put down in the comments how much you think I got one Fabled booster box for. All right, I was able to pick up 2 of them at a local card shop. So just drop down how much you think I paid for each one, and the person who gets the closest, I will shout you out in the next video. All right, y'all. Till next time, take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and have fun. Peace. Hey, y'all. Back here with another video. You probably noticed that I did change my name. I changed it. Oh, no.